I donated bone marrow to save my cousin. Then I heard what my aunt really thought of me. I was on the coffee shop floor when I realized I might actually die this time. The tiles felt ice cold against my cheek, but my body was burning at 39.4 degrees. Customers stepped back, someone's latte splashing near my hand. I couldn't stop shaking. James, my manager, was already on his knees beside me, phone pressed to his ear. She's been sick for weeks, he told the operator. No, worse today. She can barely stand. The paramedic arrived within minutes, sliding a thermometer under my tongue while checking my pulse. Any recent surgeries? Bone marrow donation, I managed. 6 months ago. His partner looked up from the stretcher. You have any pre-existing conditions? Anemia, since I was 15. They exchanged a look. As they lifted me onto the gurney, I heard the ER nurse on their radio mutter to someone. Another donor complication coming in. My hands shook so bad I could barely type, but I managed to text my mom from the ambulance. Royal Brisbane again, infection. Her reply came instantly. Don't mention to Helen. Marcus's recovery party tomorrow. 24 hours later, I was sitting at that party with a 38.8 degree fever, wearing a mask because my immune system was shot to hell. I could barely hold my chopsticks. Every time I lifted them, my hand trembled. Aunt Helen stood at the head of the table, raising her wine glass toward Marcus. 6 months cancer-free, my brave boy beat the odds. Everyone clapped. Marcus grinned, scrolling through TikToks on his phone, his cheeks full and healthy. He'd gained back all the weight. Meanwhile, I'd lost 12 kilograms since the donation. The room started spinning. I pushed back my chair. Bathroom, I whispered to my mom. Blood hit the white sink before I even bent forward. Not again. I grabbed toilet paper, shoving it against my nose, waiting for the bleeding to stop. These nosebleeds were happening twice a week now. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Finally, it slowed enough that I could clean up and head back. I stopped just outside the dining room when I heard Aunt Helen's voice. She was talking to my cousin Marie in English, probably thinking I was still in the bathroom. The girl's milking this for attention, Helen said. Every week it's another infection, another problem. My phone was on the table where I'd left it, still recording voice notes from my nursing assignment. The little red recording light blinked steadily. Marie laughed. But didn't Sophie have that blood thing? Mild anemia. Helen waved her hand. Not like Marcus had actual cancer. Real cancer, life or death. Still, she donated. We paid $31,000 for her degree. 4 years at UQ, textbooks, everything. Helen's voice got harder. She owes us. I stayed frozen in the hallway, tissue still pressed to my nose. The doctor mentioned something about sepsis risk? Marie asked. Helen actually laughed. 15% chance, not that high. Besides, what's one sick niece versus my dead son? The math is simple. Marcus looked up from his phone. Mom, check out this video. Sophie can afford the medication, Helen continued. She works in a coffee shop. Young people always complain about money, but they manage. I walked back in quietly, picking up my phone from the table. The recording showed 12 minutes. My hand closed around it carefully, like it might shatter. Later, sitting in my car outside, I played it back. Helen's voice filled the small space. I told the donation coordinator she was eager to help. Very eager. Family tradition of helping each other. My hands trembled as I heard the next part. Didn't mention her blood thing. Would have complicated approval. These doctors overthink everything. I remembered signing those consent forms. 20 pages of risks I barely read because Helen stood right there saying, it's all standard stuff. Very safe procedure. Marcus needs you. The recording kept going. Helen laughing about my medication costs. $127 a month. She spends more on coffee. I checked my bank balance. $287. Medication refill tomorrow. $127. Rent due in 5 days. $195. The flashbacks hit hard. 3 months of pressure before I agreed. Daily photos of Marcus dying in his hospital bed. Mom crying in our kitchen. Helen sponsored our visa in '98. We'd still be in Guangzhou without her. Dad adding, she owns the building our restaurant leases. Everything we have. Helen's voice crackled through my phone speaker one more time. She works. She's young. She'll be fine. Marcus almost died. Sophie just has to deal with some infections. I turned off the recording and stared at my reflection in the rearview mirror, pale, exhausted, angry. I saved his life. And they're angry I didn't die doing it.